the time has come to talk money. We'll start with Jacob in Mitchellville, Maryland. Jacob, you're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I would like to ask your guest how much money is being saved through BRAC, and will that money be used to offset the deficit?
I'm glad you brought that up because we got an email from Diane in Montgomery County who says, where is the evidence that BRAC saves money? And if so, how much? We got another email from an individual who says, I'm a senior military officer with involvement in 2 BRAC actions. Sometimes BRAC is presented as a cost savings program. The projected cost for the particular project on which I worked from DOD and passed on by the commission totaled $1 million. The actual costs for the project were nearly $12 million. Was my experience unusual? Anthony, the DOD originally estimated BRAC 05 would save $47.8 billion over 20 years. The commission thought that math was a little bit, fuzzy, and estimated that the savings would be significantly less. Can you explain, please?
Well, certainly. And that is the correct figure that we received from DOD, $47.8 billion. Initially, we recommended an estimated savings of $35.6 billion rather than the $47.8 billion. However, in that number are a significant number of military personnel reassignments that were part of this cost saving. Now, these were not reductions from end strength in military personnel, but rather reassignments of these military personnel. DOD chose to take savings for them. The Government Accountability Office and the BRAC Commission felt that if you eliminated all of those military personnel savings, the number is closer to $16 billion, $15.8 billion over 20 years. Again, I would say that this BRAC, as we've talked about, was as much about transformation, if not more about transformation, than cost savings. But the savings are far less than DOD originally estimated at $47.8 billion.
Tim Ford, sometimes you have to spend money to save money, and this certainly seems to be an example of that scenario. How much is BRAC costing the DOD?
I don't have the total estimate, but I mean, the cost has been significant. And again, this was so different than previous rounds where we did not have as much movement. We had closure. And there is evidence that previous rounds of closure actually did save money. But as the Secretary said, this is a 20-year perspective, not an instant cost savings. But when you do shut down a base, you avoid a lot of cost in the future. So we will eventually see cost savings from this. But this has had a significant price tag. But in other ways, that price tag has allowed for a significant transformation of our installation infrastructure around the country, which there was a lot of concerns that it was not at the level that we needed to be.
The cost factor for you, Tony Principi, how do you see it?
Short term,
you have to look at it in the long term?
You do. I think, again, Tim made an excellent point. You have to look over the 20-year period. As you close a military installation, you're going to incur some upfront costs. That's the way it is to move resources and to shut down a military installation. But over the long term, you're going to save. The $15 billion that, if you back out all the military personnel savings that we discussed, those are net savings. I mean, that's net. That's not gross. So yes, there are savings, and hopefully improvements in our national security posture.